we go. Zach,
Hello, hello, hello. John, how are you doing?
fine, thank you. Now, you've had a really roller coaster week. I should ask you, how are you doing?
I feel numb. It's been insane this week. Obviously I'm not in the house anymore, but like I said, I'm forever blessed to be a part of the Big Brother experience, and I still stand by my actions. I've told everyone this morning that I still stand by them. I have my reasons, and hindsight is always 2020.
Right.
Or like the perspective of outside of the house is always 2020 as well. Like I didn't know a lot of the things that I've been told this morning.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you can't know the things that you didn't see. Now, Auntie Julie gave you a smack upside the head.
Oh, absolutely.
Now we know why why you didn't use the power. Now, what was your perception? I mean, if you're willing to take that big a gamble and that big a risk, what was your perception of what was going on then?
Well, look, here's the deal. Nobody up to that point told me that I was a target. Nobody. Everyone told me that Vince was a target, and Keanu obviously has caused enough trouble in the house that he was a second option, right? So, like the way that Ava described stuff, with Vince having his hand in every single pot, and Keanu having that outburst with Ava earlier, that was my perception. Nobody told me that I was a target. I didn't find out until probably 2 days leading up to live. That's
Right.
obviously after once Catherine closed the box and everything was all set in stone.
Right.
If I had known that I was in hot water, clearly I would have used the power. If I had known that Vince had thrown me under the bus, clearly I would have used that power. If I had known that Morgan had said some things, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of things that I found out after the fact, but
Yeah.
like I meant it when I said it. Like they were my ride or dies. In that moment, it made no sense to me to put up a ride or die with another ride or die. We would have been in the same situation.
Right. Now, you went to Ava and you tried to get an explanation from her about why she nominated you in the first place. Were you ever satisfied with any explanation that she gave you?
Absolutely not. You guys have given me a better explanation than she ever gave me. I'm being serious. I didn't real like. I had a hunch. I had this gut feeling that Mickey had said something to her. I knew she was close with Ava, but
Right.
it was one of. It's tough to talk about it now because like immediately after the night after, I was sitting there with Morgan and I was pissed. I was heated. I told her, I was like, we're going to make it out of this and we're going to pivot to working with Riley and Catherine. I was like, I'm done with Mickey. I think she's the real reason. And then Morgan calmed me down the next day. So Morgan had a lot to do with the fact that I threw in all my eggs with both Morgan and Mickey in
Yeah.
that moment. And so like I just had to ride with them. And so like I never got an explanation. I did find out that maybe Will had something to do with me being on the block and Mickey as well. But I don't fault them for it because at the end of the day, like it is a game. Like it is a game from a personal standpoint. I still love them to death.
Now, there's been some talk going around. I mean, we didn't see this much on the live feeds, but the reason why there's a lot of people saying that one of the reasons why you didn't use the powers because Ava would have got the $10,000. Was that even a consideration in your mind?
No, it wasn't. It really wasn't. Like Ava getting the 10K, like I was heated in the moment. I don't even
Right.
know if I had spoken on this, but like I was so pissed that I was telling the camera, there is no way in hell that girl deserves my $10,000. Like I had said that. But like that's not where my mindset was. I was
Right.
really frustrated in that moment, but like I was thinking about it from a logical perspective.
Right.
It's a massive gamble with my life in the game. If it does come out on top though, I'm sitting pretty is my thought process because I
Right.
still have the power. People trust me even more because they know that I have the power, the people that are closest to me, and we can use this to our advantage to make jury and then play the game from that point on. And so that was my thought process in that moment. It was never Ava. Ava Pearl, I love you, girl. Like for real, like no hard feelings. I understand you had to do what you had to do. But yeah, it was never that. That was never the reason.
Well, you must have been thankful for one thing because Will did, you didn't get to see this, but Will did have a lot of nice things to say about you after you gave him the trip. He said, this is a wonderful young man. I'm really proud of him. And he did vote for you to stay, whereas Morgan didn't. Does
Yeah.
that, does that reflect anything in your mind when you look back at how those votes fell?
No, I mean, look, my mindset at the very end is that there were four middle votes. It was Riley, it was Lauren, it was Mickey, and it was Morgan, right? And so I knew that they were going to vote as a block I was expecting it to be more along the lines of like 6 or 7 votes rather
Right.
than 8. And one of the reasons why is I thought that Ashley was going to vote for me no matter what.
Right.
And she woke up that morning and started freaking out because she's like, Zach, I don't think you have the votes. And so I'm like, wow, you tell me the entire week that you're voting for me. And now at the very, very end, right before I have to go compete in this blockbuster, you're telling me if I don't win, I'm screwed. And so that was like, that's how I felt about it. My game relationship with Ashley was just so rocky, and it was frustrating is the best way to describe it. But from a personal relationship, I love the girl. But yeah, I mean, in terms of like, I knew Will had my back. Morgan, I knew she did have my back, but it sucks when it's like 2 of your closest people are on the block together. You do have to make that choice. And I told Lauren, I was like, look, I really care about you from a personal standpoint and a game standpoint. But I was like, do what's best for you. Like, legitimately do what's best for your game. And I'm not going to hold you against it. And so that's really where that came from.
Well, a lot of the talk with this season, and again, you may be a victim of this, is that there's too many players in the house playing it safe, making safe moves. Now, you come up from a competitive background. Did you notice that in the house? Was it frustrating to play in that kind of atmosphere where everybody's like, just towing the line, picking the easiest target, picking the easiest vote?
It made me really upset.
Right.
Number one, like, okay, week 1, I'll give Vince a pass because you just don't really know everybody. Week
Right.
2 with Jimmy, like the whole Amy and the whole Will nominations didn't make sense to me. I understood Amy because in my eyes she was a floater, and I did want to get floaters out of the house,
Right.
but it didn't make sense to me at all to put Will up. Week 3 frustrated me because Ashley was the clear cut vote, the person that
Mhm.
should have gone home. Adrian was somebody that I thought that both Lauren and I could have used. And the fact that he wasn't, or Ashley wasn't one of the people to go up really frustrated me. Week 4, obviously, with Ava, that was kind of the first time that people went up that people perceived to be playing the game. Obviously, I got the short end of the stick in that moment. So I respect Ava for actually like making some type of game moves in that moment. But yeah, I think what infuriated me is that Rachel stayed in the game so long. That's like that made no sense to me. Like I made it clear as day to everybody. If I won HOH, she was going to be my 4th nom. I was never giving her 2 opportunities because if she makes it to the final 2, she's winning the $750,000. She has my vote because that girl, like, she had to survive so many different things, and the fact that she had one and people are still allowing her to be in this game makes 0 sense to me. Like, makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever.
Well, especially since the excuse is I need to keep a target in the game. Meanwhile, they keep sending home and putting it up, nominating people who really don't pose much of a threat.
I know.
You're obviously shocked that nobody's gone after her yet.
It has infuriated me, John. I will say that it has really frustrated me. And like the way that I would have approached it if I won HOH, I would have put up probably the same. I would have put up a Keanu. I would have put
Yeah.
up a Kelly. But then I would have backdoored Rachel, and I would have straight up told Keanu and Kelly, "You're not my targets." But I know that Kelly, you survive in this game 9 times. You keep winning. Keanu, you're a comp beast, and I need you to win to pull yourself off so I can put Rachel up. And then I would have put Ava up because nobody's going to vote against Ava. That's literally my game plan heading into that week, and it makes me so mad that nobody else did that.
Now we saw you, there was the whole will thing, but there was other instances in the game where you put other people's interests before your own.
Yeah.
Did you have going into the game and then experiencing it? Did you have a lot of time separating the personal from the game? Because a lot of people do.
What do you mean by that? Like time separating the game?
Like in making decisions of the game, you have personal bonds with people. Obviously,
Sure.
it is a competition.
Right.
So you put a lot of times when somebody else could have been in danger, you chose to put their interests in front of your own interests, or were working for them. Did you have
Right.
a lot of hard time with that? Like this is personal, this is game, kind of mixing in because it
No,
does
I
a
mean,
lot.
both. I think you're referencing 2 scenarios. It was the Adrian and Will vote,
Yeah,
and it was obviously the power situation. Lauren, was in a group of three with me and Vince.
Yeah.
Morgan was in a group of three with me and Vince. So like that was my thought process in those moments. Is like I did not want to expose Lauren in that moment. Adrian and Will to me were 50-50. Like
Right.
if I had any type of preference, I would have said something, I would have stepped in. However, I didn't because of the fact that Lauren would have been in deep water if
Right.
she had to make a choice. And then with the whole deal with Morgan, like I said, she would have been on the block with my other close number one in this game. And it made no sense to me to waste that power if we still had the opportunity to take one of ourselves down. And we would have been in this game. Like, I know I was gambling big. I know that for a fact. But, like, I told myself, like, I'm here to play Big Brother, which
Right.
is ironic to say because I could have saved myself. But, like, gambling and keeping that power would have been massive for this week specifically.
Oh,
With
yeah.
Rachel being HOH, I would have been a third nom, would have been able to pull myself off, and then like we would have had the opportunity to
Right.
stay in this game at this point in time. That's what I'm trying to make very known for this reason. If Rachel had won, that's why the power comes in handy. So yeah.
Well, one final question. Now, despite everything, you still got $10,000 in your pocket. Do you have any plans for that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I've been telling people like my mom has done so much for me, like growing up and
Right.
raising me. And I've told her ever since I was in college, once I have enough money, I want to take her to Wimbledon, which is very
Oh.
ironic because I gave a London trip to Will, right? But no, I mean, for real, like she's
Yeah.
my number one, and I want her to be proud of the way that I did play. And I feel like, with this trip, I'm going to be able to take her and bless her and the rest of my family. So that's really what I want to do with the 10K.
Well, it sounds like in the end, you're not playing the game for anybody else. You're playing it for yourself, and you're
Yeah.
proud of the way you played, and you're proud of the decisions you made. So, all the best of luck to you in the future, Zach. And we can't wait to see you on the finale. I'm sure you're going to have a lot to say.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, John. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.